Hey, what's up, y'all? I forgot to add myself. How are you guys doing this morning for our Deep Thoughts episode 6? Yeah, episode 6. That's correct. I've done 6 of these so far. Man, I'm going to run out of some deep thoughts here in a minute. How's everybody? I'm just going to let everybody kind of trickle in. I'm doing fantastic this morning. I don't really get a chance to do this throughout the week because usually I'm working at this time, but I got the day off. So I figured I'd jump on here and just start chatting with people. Some exciting news dropped. So yeah, I see Akancha has already kind of jumped the gun on me. But yes, I am very excited for any kind of Superman news. He is my favorite hero and probably yours. Because the top 3 heroes are going to be Superman, Batman, and Spider-Man. Those are the top most recognizable characters in all the planet. So there you have it. Bat Dan's in here. What 6 projects are you hoping to see Henry Cavill for? I want to see Man of Steel 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and then Zack Snyder's Justice League Part 2. And if after that Part 2 is successful, then let's go ahead and get Zack Snyder's Justice League Part 3, and then 4 and 5 and whatever. Because I'm done with trilogies. Trilogies are so cliche. I think you should do a run, and you stop whenever you run out of ideas, and there you have it. So that is that's a short answer, Bat Dan, but we'll get into it a little bit. Let's see, Jesse Allen, what's up? How you doing? I'm doing great. Let's see. Oh, hey, look, I'm in the chat. Let's see who else is in here this morning. All right. Zentech. I'm from Australia. Oh, sweet. So I have family in New Zealand. My cousins and my uncle and aunt, they live in New Zealand and lived there for most of my life. So, yeah, that's my down under connection, close to. Never visited, but I really would love to. I just haven't had the time or dinero. So, yeah. I don't normally get on this early or late for you. Sydney, nice. Melbourne. Okay. You guys, okay, back and forth with where you guys are. Let's see. Where's Matt? Matt is probably asleep. He had a late night last night. No, actually he had a flat tire. So he's getting a screw out of his tire, and they're going to plug it up for him. So that is what he's doing this morning. So let's see. Here we go. Yes, Ray, I am doing fantastic. I am doing fantastic this morning. I got up, went for a run. I'm full of energy. I feel more energized after I run than before I do. Because before I do, I really have to prep myself mentally to like take off and go and let's see. Yes. Oh, sweet. Yeah, I know. I forgot to put that up. Is that it? Boom. Hit that like button. I appreciate it. It really helps out. It lets people know that, hey, something's going on, and hopefully people can watch. So yeah, again, you can watch on Periscope. If you're having, technical difficulties, I think that's the reason why people watch on Periscope is because, maybe their internet is a little choppy and maybe Twitter's service is a little bit better. I don't know. But also Twitch. I stream on Twitch, this broadcast as well. Capidesiam, good morning. How are you? Thank you so much. We're going to have some good takes today. Yeah. You've become one of my favorite guests, and I'm always happy to. Yes. Well, thank you. I mean, I try to jump on anyone's stream who will have me. If you invite me, I'm going to go and I'm going to try my best to have a good time. It just depends on sort of the vibe of the show, because some shows are a really fantastic vibe. You can really riff off people, and some kind of aren't. And that's where I'm sort of quiet. If you've seen me ever quiet on a stream, it's usually because the vibe or the mood of the broadcast has kind of gone south for me. So Let's see. No, I'm not going to highlight that, Akansha. That's a slap on the wrist for that. You should go to jail for that, right? Black Adam, Justice League chapters 2 and 3. Yeah, Batman solo with Brainiac. You know what? For one of the projects that I would love to see Superman on would be something galactic. I would love for him to be off-world somewhere away from the planet, in another galaxy, having to rely on. And it would really help with kind of developing who he is with no powers. If he's not around a yellow sun, then he can't absorb the radiation from the sun. Therefore, he doesn't he's not as dense. He can't do all the things that he can here. So he would have to rely on his wit and cunning and other attributes to help further develop him as a character. And I think that would really help out. I guess the general audience to sort of, fall in love more with Henry Cavill's interpretation of Superman, because a lot of people are sort of on the fence. I'm a huge Christopher Reeve fan. I like Brandon Routh as well, but I can see, I understand that this is a different incarnation, different interpretation of the hero. So fine, I'm okay with it. It's not a horrible rendition. It's the only thing I'm not keen on maybe is no underwear. It looks like a big pajama suit. So, but I don't care. It's all good. It's their version of Superman, and that's a Superman with no pants or undies. What's up, Reese? So my Periscope. It's funny because he's also on YouTube. He does what I do on Sill. I just kind of jump back and forth and kind of leave comments here and there. It's funny. Let's see. Last night the boys took a jab at Joss Whedon. I did see they who are the creators or the director or just the production team in general are really big Zack Snyder fans. You can tell just from the tone of the show. But then also, from the posters and the music and different things like that they put in there, that they are really kind of, showing you that they stand with Zack Snyder as well, but just sort of, they're using it with pop culture references and things like that. If they didn't like it, they wouldn't reference it. They'd, probably reference Marvel or something like that. Let's see. Batfleck announcement on Batman Day. See, there was no Batfleck announcement on his birthday, which was last month in August. Plus, they have Pattinson's Batman. So it doesn't necessarily mean that Batman Day is going to just showcase Ben Affleck's Batman. I think that with the information or the news that we got that he's going to be in the Flash movie, ka-chow. I think that's going to tide us over, or that should be okay, instead of just being bombarded with, well, he's going to be in this and he's going to be in that, and he's got contracts for 5 or 6 other films or whatever, which is cool, but that's sort of don't lose focus of where we are here. It's kind of like that whole Luke and Yoda thing. It's like, focus on the now. Let's make sure that the now projects are successful so that the later projects can be worked on, can be flushed out. Because if the money's not going to be there, they're not going to put anything towards it. We're not going to get those projects. Even though he's signed on, that doesn't mean, there are a lot of people that come in, they sign on for a trilogy or they sign on for multiple projects, and the property doesn't make that much money. So they can't justify a sequel. So therefore, even though they signed on for other appearances, they don't fulfill those because the property itself just went, at the box office. So, and that's just the way things go. Money talks. So let's work on making sure that Zack Snyder's Justice League is a success because Ben Affleck or Batfleck is in that, and then that the Flash is also successful because Ben Affleck's Batman is in that. So, if you make sure that those two properties or those two types of media are popular and positive and get great reviews, and hopefully they are good projects that will earn good reviews, then they will consider continuing on with other news and other projects and things like that. We know that he's going to be working on his HBO Max series. And because that was something that was a little passion project that he wanted to do. And we were all told that this was one of the best Batman scripts that they, had written or that they had read. But at that time, his mentality where he, in drinking, he wasn't in the state of mind to accomplish that. It would have put him or pushed him more towards alcohol and just, self-degradation and things like that. So I'm glad that, he's in a better mental state, that he can pursue this and give us something. And if Batman is truly his favorite character, then he'll do anything that he can to make sure that project, that passion project of his comes to fruition. Let's see. Which live stream has gone south? There have been some live streams that have gone south. I don't want to call anybody's out. So I'm fortunate to be on anybody's stream. I'm fortunate to be invited to anybody's stream. But like I said, I mean, it just depends on the temperament of the other people that are in the chat, or not in the chat, on the panel. And if they are, acceptable, or, if they are, engaging, then yeah, I'm going to try to make it the best stream that I can, and I'll bring whatever comedy, that I can. But if not, then I'm just going to sit back but don't mistake the late night streams when I'm tired and I'm sort of leaning in the back of the chair. I'm just like, oh, when's this going to be over? But I'm still there to support, and I'm still there because I love talking about this stuff. So, let's see, have I watched the newest? Yes, the new episode of The Boys. I believe, yeah. I mean, I have my review is up for episode 4 of The Boys season 2. So yeah, you can watch it. It was the weirdest episode yet. I still think that episode 3 was the best so far for the series. I think episode 3 was the best. Sill's coffee talk? No, Sill, we have great rapport, and that's why we work so well on different projects together. Like I said, I'd love to have him on my streams outside of 4 Nerds, but his schedule and my schedule kind of don't jive, and I think he's asleep right now. I think Tuesday mornings are the best for him, and I try to get on, and so I was available. Reese, he's also on Twitch. And I was available the other day, and I was like, dude, I need to get on your stream because I want to talk to you outside of 4 Nerds. We talk every day on Twitter, but just going back and forth and talking about movie news and things like that, it's always fun to talk to Sill. I am extremely deep thought. Wait. What's the deep thought? Yeah, sure. I'm really behind on the comments, I'm sure, but yeah. Put it in the chat. I'll get to it. War World. Yeah, that would be interesting. It would be interesting to see that. It would be interesting to see him being captured by Mongol and used in a gladiator type situation. The first thought that comes to mind is Ragnarok, but not as a comedic. I don't know. I wasn't a big fan of Ragnarok. I thought there were cool concepts here and there, but for the most part, and some of the comedy was funny. The Willy Wonka thing was funny, but it was kind of, I don't know. I mean, for me, Taika Waititi is sort of hit or miss. Like when he was in Green Lantern, that was a miss. But I don't know. I like some of his Star Wars stuff, like the biker scout banter. When they're punching the little baby Yoda Palpatine thing. I was like, okay, this joke has gone a little too long. It's been drug out a little too far. It's like, how long are you going to keep a joke up to the point where it's finally funny? It's not. It might not get there, man. And so it's a waste. So. I don't know. I think comedy is very subjective, but I think I have a pretty good grasp on it. Let's see. Like that Justice League where he goes to the planet with a red sun and grows a beard and throws Steppenwolf in the lava or something. Yeah, I know. Again, I would love to see Cal away from a yellow sun. I think that would be, if they could sort of, I mean, hell, even sort of do the premise that Superman Returns kind of tried to do, where Cal went back to the ruins or remains of Krypton and sort of, tried to, see what was going on or whatever. And then he accidentally, crossed paths with Lobo or somebody, that is galactic. And he interacts with them or whatever. And, or maybe he interacts with the Lantern Corps, or a different Lantern Corps that, maybe is over Krypton's sector of the universe. So, I mean, there's so many things that you could try. I would just love for them to try. That's the only, like I said, for Green Lantern, for Ryan Reynolds' Green Lantern film, the only thing I really, really liked about it was that it was not Superman and it was not Batman. They actually tried something different. It didn't work out, but they at least put that foot forward and said, hey, we're gonna try this property out. So let's see. What up, Dylan? How's it going? The Devil All the Time yet? No, I saw the thumbnail and I was going to watch it, but I haven't watched it yet. You're gonna check it out tomorrow? Cool. Double MJ, what's up? Looking forward to Henry's. As long as they don't interfere with Zack Snyder's potential 5-movie arc. Well, for me, I'm fine with them, like kind of like not. It doesn't have to be in the same line as Zack Snyder's Justice League. You know what I mean? It could be not an Elseworld Superman, but kind of that. In that, maybe he gets a different costume, right? Maybe he has, but you get the same players. You get, Amy Adams. You get, oh God, I forgot the lady's name that plays the mother. Great actress. I can't remember her name. Diane Lane, and Kevin Costner, and you sort of, making a different version of Cal, in a different suit, and sort of, give them a different story to sort of work off from. That would be an interesting. That would be an interesting way of looking at trying to come up with different stories. Like you look at the comics, you look at Superman, Man of Steel, The Adventures of Superman, I think is another one. Action Comics. And you say, okay, these are all Superman stories, or like, The Dark Knight, Batman, the Detective Comics, and there's probably some other runs. But yeah, you look at those things, so they're all Batman movies, or they're all Batman stories, comics, but it's the same characters, but it's different. It's a different take on the same character, which, these guys are actors. They can portray the character slightly different. And give you, as long as the story's good, I'd love to see it, and I don't see, we've been conditioned by Marvel to be like, okay, this film has to connect to this film, and then this film has to connect to this film, and then this film has to connect to this film over here to make sure that universe starts, and then they can start that, and everything is going to come together at the end, and we're going to have a big, Justice League versus Brainiac movie or something. And while that would be cool, or Justice League versus, the Anti-Monitor or whatever, something, huge, that's cool, but it doesn't have to be. You can still have Justice League versus Anti-Monitor, but it could be Pattinson's Batman with other, a different Superman, somebody else cast or whatever, just different versions of these heroes, but they all can be released in the same time. That was the problem with Warner Brothers, is that they kind of stuck on like, hey, we can't have this on the CW, but then this on Warner Brothers Pictures, and then people are going to get confused, and then so many stories get passed up because you're sort of you're at that mindset that, oh wait, we can't have a Flash on the big screen and the Flash on the small screen having different stories going on, because then the audience are going to be confused, and the audience is really stupid, and we really want to make money off of them, and they're not going to come to our movie if they're worried about how everything connects, because that's just kind of how we've been conditioned. So I think we need to sort of get out of that mentality. Reese is also on Twitch. Thanks for watching on Twitch as well as Periscope, and of course to my YouTube audience. So Long Halloween animated film will probably be released on Batman Day. What, next year? I don't think it's supposed to be released this year. Is it? I thought that was a 2021 movie. I thought they were done with releasing animated movies for this year with Man of Tomorrow, which You can see my review on that. It wasn't that great of a movie. For Batfleck only. I'm cool with Batfleck. I'm cool with this guy coming back. I mean, that's interesting. Him and Jeffrey Dean Morgan and all that. Yeah, dude, I'm ready for it. Just give me some more Batman. So I am down. What up, Gavin? What's going on, Ascendant Ancient? I'll make sure Zack Snyder's successful to get the Ayer cut alone. Well, I mean, we're going to get the Ayer cut. So, and I think that's why they sort of, David Ayer kind of slowed down on releasing pictures and information and things like that, because it's already a done deal. He doesn't have to do anymore. We've done the work. Excuse me. So I think that the next phase that we as Snyder fans, Ayer cut fans, and things like that our next job is to educate people who are comic book fans but just don't know that these things are happening. I mean, it's sort of, we have to create awareness that these movies are coming out. A lot of people don't know them, and a lot of people aren't familiar with it. So definitely need to do that. Vote with your dollars, people. Heck yeah. Yeah, you can buy my vote. So let's see. Zentech. Okay, so secret movie number 2 is Justice League 2, and we're living it. Snyder's Superman, Ray's Cyborg, Momoa's Aquaman, Luther Corp is anti-Snyder campaign. Sure. I think that they actually either put secret movie 1 and 2 in there by mistake, or again, the same thing, like what I was talking about earlier, is that they want to show you this big slate, but then they, if they know that if they do that, then they have to adhere to it, and they haven't made the money yet. They haven't made, they haven't garnered the popularity yet to be so bold as to say these films are being released. These are the ones I bequeath to you. I think that they kind of pull back, or it also could be the situation with Ray and Jeff Johns and John Berg and all them, and that could be another reason why they omitted letting us know what those projects were, because perhaps people's names are attached to them, or some legal situation like that. Popcorn Planet. What? Oh yeah, Jody's Corner. Yeah. Those guys, from what I gather, they take whatever is not a popular opinion and they run with that, and that's how they, so if there's anybody who doesn't like the Snyderverse or whatever, those are the people that they want to capture, because they know it's kind of like politics. If they know that you lean Democratic, then they're going to go Republican, or if they know that you lean Republican, then they're going to go Democratic or whatever, just to capture that other group, because that group is not being cultivated, that group is not being nurtured and cared for, so they're going to be the ones to care for that group, and unfortunately it sets up a lot of vitriol, it sets up a lot of hate, it sets up just a narrative and a perception and a paradigm that is quote unquote self-destructive or toxic, because at the end of the day, these are all just movies. If you don't like them, don't watch them. If you don't want to have anything to do with it, then oh well, nuts to you. Who gives a shit? Everybody is just so entitled and think that their opinion matters more than someone else's opinion. I like putting my opinion out there because I like talking about this stuff. Do I think that my opinion is the end all? No. I mean, sway me, definitely sway me. I definitely like looking at things from a different perspective. Nick, no, that's not my name. So, what, Tricky Nick? Why did Wonder Woman kill Shazam's kids in Flashpoint? Because she had a paradigm shift. She had I think she had like a relationship with Aquaman, and that went sour. She cut off Mara's head, and she, she just, it was just a different iteration of that character, she wasn't compassionate like you would see Wonder Woman to be. She was raised a little bit different. So, let's see. What's up, guys? Oh man, I lost my place. Hold on, I gotta scroll up. Truth, what's up, Truth? Good to have you in here, man. Yes. I hope you don't regret that decision, but you probably regret it. So let's see. Yeah, let me see. Yes, okay. Yes, Jesse is everywhere. So Fatal's at work. Gavin, let's see. Black suit Superman with heat vision eyes is going to look crazy. Yeah, it definitely will. Now the black suit is only going to be around for a little bit because the black suit is supposed to help repair his body. You know, he got stabbed in the chest with the shard from from Zod Doomsday, and so that is supposed to help mend his internal organs and his flesh and things like that. So, yep. Let's see. With John Talks and Star Wars fanboys and the fandom menace. Well, I mean, I already. Oh, hold up. I don't know how long this guy's gonna have. What's up?
Yeah, I'm good. Man, what's good?
I see that car seat back there. Is that for?
That's my grandson's car seat.
Oh, grandson! Oh my God! I didn't know you were that old.
My son got started a bit early, so.
Okay. Well, congratulations.
Oh yeah,
congratulations. So, do you work at Home Depot, or are you just like Home Depot stuff? I used to work at Home Depot. That was back when I was in my early 20s.
Yeah, I'm actually like working right now, so like they send me back and forth places. So.
Oh man, hell yeah, that's what's up. Just be like, man, hey, I got caught on this job, and they're like, you're on the stream, you know. Oh, man. So I don't know if you've actually streamed about this yet, but let's see. We got this, you know, the Henry Cavill news.
Yeah,
and I know you're a big Superman fan, just like this guy.
Yeah, yes, I am. No, I saw it yesterday, and see, I was working, and I got to y'all's about halfway through y'all show, Four Nerds, when I got off work. But I saw it, and I was like, oh, is it confirmed? Like, I just, it's one of those things where it's like a slippery kind of thing where you're just like, is it confirmed? Is it not? Like,
right.
I should just run with this thing. But I guess it's confirmed now, right? Is that what Sil was saying?
That's what Sil is saying. I can't confirm it myself. I have to reread the article because I read it last night, but you know, I was just too busy trying to be entertaining to actually take it in. But yeah, no, I hope that it's real, and I know that like Ben has signed on for multiple projects, but to hear that Henry is also signed on to multiple projects, that's a good thing. You know, that's a very positive thing. I love that. You know, I'm you know, let's go. I'm ready to get this done. You know, these guys are only going to be young for so long. You know, it's going to get to a point where, you know, they're going to be too old to do this crap. You know, it's going to be Kingdom Come Superman, you know, and
yeah. So if it's, I mean, I hope it's true. If it is, great. I like his take on the character. So yeah, I hope it's true. Hope we get another movie with him, and you know, I would like to see him interact with Ben Affleck some more too.
Oh yeah, Batman. You know what? And see, that's what Sil was talking about the other day. He said he'd heard things that they wanted to do a World's Finest movie, and that they were just trying to, like, you know, mix Henry with some other Batman, whether it's Pattinson or if they, you know, hire somebody else like, you know, Timothy Olyphant or, you know, or what's his name from that played Thanos and he was in Goonies. What is his name? Yes, Brolin.
Josh Brolin.
So like Brolin could jump in and you know, play, you know, Batman or whatever for a movie, just to do a World's Finest movie, you know, which I mean, I'm cool with. But again, you know, if Ben has the time, which, because I know Ben doesn't want to just be Batman for the rest of his career, you know, because I know that he would get burnt out on being Batman. Just like I don't, I see that ACS is frozen. There you go. You're back. No, you're driving, so I get it. I get it. But yeah, I mean, you know, Ben Affleck, I just don't want him to get burnt out. Just like I don't want Snyder to get burnt out too. Everybody's like, oh, Snyder should direct this and this and this and this and this. I'm like,
oh yeah.
Man, let's not get this guy burnt out on doing, you know, these movies.
Yeah, I saw where you were talking about that on Coffee Talk the other day. Yeah, like I'm with you on that. I mean, as much as we love to see Zack Snyder direct all of our superhero films, like, dude, at some point in time, if that happens, at some point in time, he'll be like, okay, I'm. Well, you'll start to see it in the movie's quality, I guess you could say, if he just keeps doing that. So
right, he will start like tapping directors and sort of pulling, like being the George Lucas kind of, you know, I'm just going to oversee this whole thing, and so I mean, I think it's going to go that way anyway. I think he likes getting his hands dirty. I think he likes getting in and making films because, you know, he's a very creative visual guy. But I also believe that he has other interests and he has other projects that he wants to do in his career, which I'm sure that, you know, that he would like to take a stab at. One other bit of news, which I think you saw it, but I'm not sure, and just want to let everybody in the chat know. Pabam! Ray Fisher, he liked and retweeted the tweet about the original tweet. Actually, he went and found the original tweet of the shirts.
Oh, so, nice.
Yeah. So I don't know if Jonita or anybody else, you know, hit him up and let him know about it, or if he was just happened to be watching, you know, somebody's stream. But yeah, I mean, you know, I've seen so many more people purchasing the shirts, and he endorsed it, man. It's like he sees it as a good idea, and that was my ultimate plan, was just to let him know that, hey, you know, a lot of people stand with you, man, and you know, we've all kind of been there. At a lot of us can probably empathize with that situation with him. You know, I mean, I've myself been at a job. I had a grievance. I wrote, you know, I had to, you know, document it and everything like that. And at the end of the day, I don't work at that job anymore, you know? So, it just, you know, it was a tricky situation.
That is fire. Hey, shout out to the chat. I can't see the chat because I'm on my cell phone. So, like, if I pull up the chat.
It would be very reckless of you to be reading chat while you're driving.
but I did see some fire emojis. So, what's up, you guys? Shout out fire. And that's fire for real. Like, I didn't know Ray retweeted and liked it, dudes.
Yeah. He definitely did. So, nice. When I saw that, dude, I was so stoked because, you know, I mean, I'd never, you know, it's kind of like, I don't know, it was really cool. Yeah.
That's dude. I wonder if he even has one. I wonder if he has a Victor Stone jersey. That'd be fire if he ordered one of those.
That would be, or if he had the original, if they allowed him to keep it. You know, that would be awesome. You know, I'd love to.
That jacket too, man. The Letterman
like you said, I mean, I have all of the images ready to go for that Letterman jacket. So if
that'd be nice. Yeah, I'd definitely get one of those, man. Yeah, that's cool, dude. I'm just like trying to process. Like, he legitimately saw that shit and was like, "Oh, that's cool, man." You've seen everybody's pictures, like, what, you know what I'm saying? Everybody, like, their pictures with the shirt on, like, once they got it in the mail. Because it's a great. Hey, where'd you get yours from? The one with the Under Armour?
So when I initially made mine, you can order a sample, and so I was like, oh, I want to promote this, so I ordered it, but it already had that symbol on it, and then it took them like a week or a week and a half to process. And then they came back and told me, no, we can't put it through. It has a copyrighted image on it. And I was like, well, I know it's not GCU. I know it's not the number 7. I know it's not Stone. You know, of course, you know, it's Under Armour. So I was like, well, what can I do that is the same sort of, you know, it would fit in the same position, and it's also sort of a similar, you know, shape. And I was like, a ribbon, and the ribbons mean you support something. So I was like, hell yeah, that makes sense. So I put the ribbon on, and so I submitted it back up. It took them another week and a half to review that one, but then they finally let that go live. And then so I put that on. That's why I started that tweet out with "finally," because you know, I've been waiting for so long. You know, because I put it. I didn't just put it out. I put it at, you know, the 100% of the proceeds go to, you know, AFSP. I get $0 from it, and I wanted to make sure that, you know, that I did that so that, you know, no one could ever come back and say, oh, you're trying to profit off of this particular situation or whatever. And I was like, nah, that's not me. You know, I just want to do this to show, hey man, this is a way that we can support without, because there's really no other way to support him. So I was like, this is you know, this is the way. Throw a little Star Wars in there for you. But yeah. So that was just, like I said, man, that was the coolest thing. That was the highlight of my. I mean, you would think that the Superman news, because I'm a super big Superman fan, you would think that the Superman news would actually trump the other news, the Ray Fisher news. But no, man. I mean, to have your efforts be seen by the person that you're trying to help or to bolster. That I mean, that's amazing.
So yours is the sample that they sent you.
Yes, it is. It is. Mine is the it's right here. Mine is the sample that happens to have that Under Armour symbol on it.
See, first time
I got the illegal version.
The first time I saw yours, I thought I was like, yo, like did they release these? Because I thought, because like at Under Armour outlets, you can find crazy stuff like that.
See, I was going to put the NFL logo on it, because I know it's not an NFL, but I was going to put the NFL logo on it just to kind of make it look a little bit more authentic, because that's kind of what I was going for. I was like, I want to make it look as authentic as possible, so that when people wear it, they can wear it with pride. Like, let's see, this guy right here, look at that. Look at that guy. He's and that's today. He's got a Superman hat on and his Ray Fisher shirt. So, man, you're rocking out this week. I mean, you don't want to come around looking like this guy.
Nah, the one you made was better, man. How did you did that shit so fast when you swapped up?
I know. I was like, we're on a live stream, and I'm here sitting there trying to change things. They're like, what are you doing? Why won't you put the image up? Why won't you put it up? I was like, oh, I'm kind of busy. It was like, they were like, what's he doing? I was like,
oh man. Oh snap! Yeah, that was this.
I was definitely racing against the clock. So, but
let me hop off here.
Yeah, man. Hey, I appreciate you jumping on.
I was driving. I said, shit, I got both my earbuds. Let me jump on here and chat for a bit. Hey, that's fire that Ray retweeted the tweet.
It is, man. I was like, you know what? Mission accomplished.
All right, man. Hey, I'll be in touch with you, man. I'll finish watching the stream while I'm getting.
Oh yeah, hell yeah, man. Hey, thanks a lot for being here, bro.
Hey, no problem. Shouts out to the chat.
Fire. Oh man, that was great. Let me jump back into the comments and find out where I left off, if I can. Black suit Superman. Did we do that? Yeah, no, it's gonna look crazy. Oh yeah, can't you? I mean, I talked to Fatal J's part of the Fandom Menace. I talked to the El Presidente Abu Nas. He's a part of the Fandom Menace. I have been on a stream with Ryan Kennel. It was very brief, but I was on there. And I think that's all I have in my closet for Fandom Menace type people. To me, I'm not about all that, stay angry. I'm more jaded by Star Wars because it got taken over by Disney. I'm more like, I could give a crap, you ruined it, whatever. Make it up to me. And we'll see where it goes. Hopefully they can, I mean, the whole like lightsaber bleeding red and all that crap, I could care less. Adigalia, who was in episode 1, she was on the council. She had a red lightsaber. She didn't make that shit bleed. So yeah, I'm not totally down with the Disney-fied Star Wars. So, but yeah, again, I'm just jaded by it. I'm not. But I do have my Star Wars show today. I did sort of get reinvigorated a little bit. So with Star Wars, but it's only because we had a lot of fun. It was Enosh, Nicotina, and Dawson and we were all on a stream just doing miscellaneous Star Wars sounds, and we just had a blast. It was on Enosh's channel, and it was just so fun. It sort of reminded me why I like that genre, why I like that that story and all that. And so again, today we are going to have we're actually going to have Nicotina, Enosh, and Mad Max on today for the Star Wars Wars. Boop. And we will be talking about who got it the worst. Was it from the prequels, from the originals, and from the sequel trilogy? Which character got it the worst of that particular series? We're only talking about the movies. We're not talking about extracurricular media as far as comics or other movies outside of their respective trilogies, or video games, other media. Not talking about that. Just how are they treated in their trilogy? So who got it worse, Maul, Fett, or Phasma? And that is that's the topic for today. So we're should be a fun video for these guys. It'll be my second Star Wars, and that's the only thing is that today. I was off today. This is the second Star Wars show that's on a Friday, because the other one we did on a Friday as well, and I'm generally not available on Fridays, so it's not going to be Fridays going forward. It's just Friday today because I actually happen to have the day off, and I wanted to get it done before I do my other stuff. So, and I would appreciate anybody who jumps in there and says hello. Let's see. Ragnarok was awful. Too much out of place comedy. I completely agree with you, Bat Dan. That is a good take, Bat Dan, right there. Because I'm okay with comedy, but it's got to be done tastefully, and it's got to be done. It can't just turn into a slapstick Benny Hill show. And if it does, then that's not what this was supposed to be. And if that's what you kind of want to make it, then that could be like an Elseworlds kind of movie or whatever. But if that's what you want to do going forward, and Guardians of the Galaxy and all that stuff, it's just like, okay. I guess too much comedy. I mean, too much comedy can be a detriment as well. It's like there's that old saying, less is more. And I completely agree with less is more, because you want to leave people hungry for, whatever it is that you're trying to sell or whatever it is you're trying to convey. Metallo or Bizarro for the Superman film, but it's likely Brainiac. Sure. I could agree with that. I'd love to see Bizarro. I'd love to see Metallo. I think that Brainiac is just a bigger foe for the Man of Steel. Either that, or they could try to do that sort of arc with Lobo. He'd be somebody else that could go toe to toe with Cal. So that could be fun as well. But I do like Brainiac. I just think we haven't really seen it. I mean, even with the Krypton series, I just haven't seen a really, really good Brainiac story. I think what was it? Superman Unbound, I think, was the name of that cartoon, and that one was okay. That one was interesting. I'll probably do a review on that sometime this year or possibly next year. It just depends on how many of those, because we want to go through and we want to do a lot of reviews of the animated movies, because they were actually better than a lot of the other content that you see out there. And that's where DC really, thrives at, is the animated universe, because they are not restricted like they are, or, tied like they are with contracts and things going on, they don't have to worry about, pause not stopped, let's see. Did Brainiac before Darkseid, I guess. I don't know. It would be, I think throwing Brainiac in between a Darkseid arc doesn't make a lot of sense to me. That's just too much too soon. It's kind of like throwing Doomsday, in a Batman v Superman situation. It shouldn't have been Doomsday at that point in time. It should have been, if you want to have Lex create a monster, it should have been Bizarro. Lex should have created Bizarro, which is in the comics, and that's the way they should have gone. But they were like, no. Bizarro is probably not big enough for the Trinity to, go up against. So they said, hey, let's create this this Doomsday thing, which wasn't that good. And I don't blame Zach for Doomsday. If you have a mandate by the studio and you have to do X, Y, and Z, then your hands are tied. Let's see. Yes, Tom Holland is a beast, nasty little beast, whiniest Spider-Man I think I've ever seen. Metallo could be done in a good way. It just depends on the story itself. I mean, it could be done really well. I mean, Parasite could be done really well. It was not done really well in Man of Tomorrow. So yeah, back to the drawing board. Yeah, I think Pattinson will be intense. I think that that's probably going to be the best aspect of the Matt Reeves film, is going to be, Pattinson, sort of showing you the psychological damage that this sort of life can put on you. Just what kind of toll it would be. I think that's sort of what Matt Reeves is going for. Like what does doing this, going out on patrol every night or most nights as the Dark Knight, what kind of toll does that put on you? And that's an interesting take. So I would love to see that. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, it could be very violent, and a lot of people will be like, "That's not my Batman." It's kind of like I don't want to bring up Dawson, but I'll bring up Dawson. It's like, my superheroes don't have sexual intercourse. Like, well, sorry, buddy. It's a fact of life. I mean, if you're Batman, you're going to be beating the crap out of somebody. If you're, I mean, hell, sex happens. Especially, but it doesn't need to be done in poor taste. But anyway, don't believe the Deadline reported news. It's fake, and liars spread fake rumors for the Frosty movies. Now, the Frosty movies, if you look at the way that Jason responded to that, he was saying that he did not approve of them putting that news out there, and the way that they put that news out there. He didn't approve of that because it was either ill-timed or whatever, but that was probably somewhere in the Aquaman 2 kind of contract, because Jeff Johns was assigned to the Frosty movies as well as John Burke. And so that was probably something. Remember that day that Momoa came busting out of Hamada's office and was like, "Woohoo, you don't know what's coming," and all this other crap and whatever. And that's probably when they told him about his daughter-in-law getting the Catwoman role, and Aquaman 2, and The Trench, and they even threw the Frosty the Snowman movie probably at him at that point in time as well, because he was on top of the world. He'd just been a billion-dollar baby for them, and fantastic. So they probably just said, hey, let's go ahead and get that out, because it's kind of weird that Jeff Johns would be attached to a Frosty the Snowman movie. That's just weird in itself, but it is a thing. So it was just really ill-timed, and exactly how Ray kind of pointed it out is that Ray would put out a statement about the goings-on or the happenings with DC Pictures, or DC I mean not DC Pictures, Warner Brothers Pictures and Warner Brothers Studios, and then they would come out with these pieces, and they would go through the trades because they know that people are going to be looking at the trades and saying, oh, okay, yeah, look at that. Oh, obviously there's not any discord. There's not any, hard feelings or whatever with the rest of the cast. So it must solely be Ray Fisher. But as you saw with Momoa's post, he said, the problems that we faced, the problems, the issues that we had to face. So that's sort of, I'm paraphrasing, but that's basically what he was sort of alluding to. Is that, he was upset that they released the Frosty news. Same thing with the Batfleck news. Being in the Flash, they released it 2 days before Fandom. Why are you going to release that information 2 days before the actual event? I mean, you had 22,000 people watching that event. That would have been the best place to put it out there. But they put it out there hours after Ray said something about, let's see. Hold on one second. I'm starting a transmission. Boop.
Hey, what's up, man?
What's up, Dawson? How's it going?
It's going good. Sorry I didn't jump on earlier. I'm actually catching up with some sleep.
Oh, okay. No, hey, you're good, man. You're good.
It's
I
been
mean,
like
I
two
saw you
weeks since
released like 12 videos last night, so we're good here.
Yeah, no, I it's been like 2 weeks since I've had a solid night's sleep, so I really needed the catch up sleep.
Yeah, no, hey, I completely understand that, man. I mean, and it's cool. I mean, I had ACS jump in here a little bit ago, and
I'm assuming that was fire.
it was fire. But yeah, and also, I mean, we've been talking about this for a little bit about the new 5 or 6 movie deal appearances, and then I was just talking about this right here. Boop.
Oh yeah, Ray Fisher retweeted you. Now you
He
got all the
did.
clout you need. You can leave 4 nerds now.
You know what? I'm done. I'm done. So, I don't need you. I'm like,
Screw you guys.
Anyway, yeah. Now you guys stream with me. But yeah,
I'm the
no.
showrunner
So
now.
yeah. So Kantra brought up about the Frosty the Snowman article in that she was believing that here it is. Don't believe Deadline reported news. It's fake. They did report it. Or don't believe. No, not that she didn't believe that they did. But Deadline reported it. Variety reported it. And that was all the same day. And I posted that on Twitter. I posted varieties. I didn't post deadlines. I posted varieties because, again, for scoopers and things like that, that's like a trusted source. And so, yeah, I mean, it was done hours after Ray posted something. And that's why Momoa got upset. It wasn't that Momoa was not attached or is not attached to a Frosty movie, whether it be live action or CG or whatever it is. But that he didn't approve that for it to be released. And I believe that's something that they all sort of negotiate, timing and things like that, just because, people position things. It's kind of like a chessboard, you make a move when you're ready to make that move. And maybe it was something that wasn't finalized. I mean, there could be a lot of reasons why Momoa was upset that they put that out there without his permission.
Well, see, the way that I think about it, from when I first heard about this whole Frosty the Snowman thing, it felt off. It just didn't.
Well, yeah, I mean, why would you think that John Berg and Jeff Johns, of all people, because his name is definitely attached to it, why do you think that Jeff Johns would be a part of a Frosty the Snowman?
Yeah, it just didn't make sense to me. And ever since I heard it, I was just like, yeah, I just don't see that actually being a thing. And I'm more inclined to believe that, and this might seem a little far-fetched, but I'm more inclined to believe that they just straight up made it up. Like, honestly, because again, like you said, Jeff Johns and John Berg being on a Frosty the Snowman movie makes absolutely zero sense, especially with Jeff Johns being more with DC, I mean, strictly with DC material. And Jason Momoa as Frosty the Snowman, I mean, there's literally like thousands of other people that you'd cast before Jason Momoa for that role. Like, Jason Momoa is not going to play everything. So, like, I don't know. That just didn't make sense to me. And so the fact that Jason Momoa came out and like talked about it being some smoke mirror for Ray Fisher makes sense to me. And, when it comes to things being announced, I see Jason Momoa not really caring about if things are announced without his permission. I just don't see him caring about that, because it just seems like I said in my video yesterday that he just kind of has a no care attitude. Like, that's just how he is. And so I don't really think he cares about it being announced without his permission, because if that were the case, he would have said something right away, right? If he would have said something.
Hey, yeah, who would have said it when it dropped back in July? July 1st.
Yeah, and people are like, well, why didn't he, if it's smoke mirror to cover Ray Fisher, why didn't he say it before as well? Because, like I said in my video again, Jason Momoa has the attitude where he doesn't care about what people think about him. He doesn't care about stupid rumors. And so if at first he saw it as just a stupid rumor, he's not going to say anything about it. But then he connects the dots and realizes that exactly what it was. Then he makes that comment, right? That's at least how I picture it happening or going down.
Right. Yeah. So let's see. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, what do you think about the? Look at the cat. Mine's right there. He likes being
Good
on
old
camera
Dosey.
too.
Yeah, you can tell she's comfortable.
Dawson number 3.
Apparently Dawson number 6.
Yeah. So what do you think of? Have you given any more further thought of Henry Cavill's involvement? Like, what projects do you think that he's attached to?
Justice League 2 and 3 is what I've been hearing. Is that's pretty much a done deal? Okay, Dosey, get down. Man of Steel sequel. Well, because again, a lot of people are saying that BVS was Man of Steel 2, but another solo Superman movie. Yeah, I know your opinion on that, but I'm just saying what people say.
Yeah, no, I get it.
But another Superman solo film, of course, an appearance, or I guess a bigger role in a Black Adam film.
Yeah,
and cameo and like a Shazam film.
So do you think they'll save him for Black Adam 2? Or do you think he'll be in Black Adam 1, like at the end, sort of like Shazam or something?
I think they would save him for Black Adam 2 because we were already going to have in that Black Adam movie quite a bit of DC characters, like with Hawkman and Atom Smasher, and so I think trying to shove in Henry Cavill just would not quite work. At least in my perspective. So I think Black Adam 2 would be most likely scenario. So basically what I think is that it just simply opens the door for full-on Superman stories or full-on Superman roles and cameos down the road. I think that makes it more open. Kind of like how it was reported a month or two ago, how he would be in cameos in the DCEU, only expanding upon that with larger roles.
Yeah, see, I think this comment here by Jacob Ludi was about it'd be interesting to see a Superman movie with Superman dealing with his super son. I think that would, in my mind, it would call too many people back to the Brandon Routh movie where Superman had a son, and they'd be like, "Man, we've already seen this." I don't know. It just depends on the temperament of the audience,
right? And also depends on how they do it, because the way that Superman Returns did it, much like everything else in that movie, was just kind of meh, it's kind of bland. So.
Yeah. Do you feel Wonder Woman 84 is going to have some fringe scenes and moments?
I think they mean cringe.
They said fringe.
Cringe.
I'm pretty
sure they meant cringe.
Cringe moments. I mean, other than the guy flipping like 30 times before he hits the ground,
and like floating in the air, like a cartoon.
Like, whoa, whoa, whoa.
Like a Scooby-Doo cartoon.
Yeah. You know what? I'm sure it's going to have some comedic moments. Like, okay, think about this. A cringe moment for me is the fanny pack or the what do you call it? The parachute pants. Yes. Yeah. Those are cringe moments for me. Yes, they were part of the 80s, but it's kind of like a cheap gag. It's kind of like a cheap, a grab at a something that they would think is funny. So it could have something very I don't know, cringe. Yeah. So gonna go past all the ACS comments because he was I showed him the comments. I'm just catching up on a lot of them, kind of behind.
So my take on that on that cringe scenes thing is that I mean we saw Wonder Woman, the first one, and Patty Jenkins directed that, and it was a solid movie. We all
want to see The Rock versus Henry Battle of the Arms.
Yes. Title it that.
Heck yeah. That would be a battle of the biceps.
Yeah. But our battle of the pecs.
So,
But I think I trust Patty Jenkins as a director because again she gave us Wonder Woman, the first one. Of course, Zack Snyder was heavily involved in that one, and Zack Snyder's a producer of this one as well. And I think what they were doing with the trailers was they were trying to again just show like the general audience like, hey, come see this movie. It's gonna be fun. And so I actually would be kind of surprised if the fanny pack thing is in the movie. At least I kind of hope it's not. But again, but I think there'll be a couple of them.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I'm fine with heroes having sec because. Oh, when I was talking about The Boys. Yes. Yeah. So you did try The Boy. Hey, I'm proud of you. You tried The Boys out season 1. And you were turned off by the gratuitous sweating. So
yeah, 'cause I try to stay away from stuff that has that, but I'm told by Enosh that that's like an anomaly in the boys. So
yeah, they don't have a lot of sex in the boys.
I'll give it another chance with the second and third episode. Because again, the
you
story.
Didn't even get through the first.
I got through the first.
Okay.
But yeah, I'll give the second and third episode a shot. Because again, the story was interesting.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of like I think about that with my boys. When The Dark Knight came out, my boys were young, much like yourself, and I contemplated on whether or not I wanted to show them the movie because of and the reason why was just because of that one pencil scene. I was like, damn, that shit's morbid. But yeah, I mean, you're like, oh, whatever. But I mean, the pencil scene, I was like, damn, that's messed up.
I laughed.
Yeah, I laughed too. It's like, ta-da. I laughed, but I was like, for me, like when I was young, and this could, greatly segue into a good conversation here. Was when I was young, my parents didn't want me to watch Ghostbusters because of the devil dogs. They were like, yeah, it's going to keep you up at night, and whatever. And so I would sneak, and grab the VHS and put it in when they were asleep, because they had a time where they would go to sleep and we're up. So I was like, I'm going to watch it with no sound. So I watched Ghostbusters with no sound.
You still to this day don't know what the Ghostbusters theme song is. You don't know it.
Yeah, I said, I'm like, da 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 da, Ghostbusters. Doo-doo. We believe you. Because the TV, it was one of those big TVs that was floor TV, and their room was right on the other side of the TV, and so if I played it with sound, it would like vibrate the wall. But so they never knew that I was up watching it, and yeah, what? Now. I mean, back in the day when I was young, those things did freak me out. I was like, damn. But we've been so desensitized. Like, when you're growing, I'm sure that you watched Ghostbusters when you were probably 3, and you were fine with it. Well, what I'm saying is like, is the more content that we consume and allow, like, where is the line? And because the line is always a line in the sand, because the sand's line can always be moved either way, on the spectrum, because it's like, well, if this is okay, then this should be okay. Well, how is this not okay, but this is okay? And how do you sort of navigate that through all different nuances and different issues, allowing for younger audiences to watch X, Y, and Z? Because it's like, okay, where do you stop? You stop at, okay, no child should be watching hardcore porn. Okay. I guess everyone can agree with that. Okay, no child should be watching NC-17. Well, maybe some people might have some disagreements with that. No child should watch any R-rated movie. Well, I'm sure that they, like, oh, well, I've heard you guys, like the child heard the mother and the father cussing at times or whatever. So, they've been, exposed to it. So why can't they watch this movie or whatever? If that's the, at the beginning of the movie, it says like, this has adult situation, adult language, adult, this, that, or whatever. And then, the ones that, a child maybe shouldn't be watching is, what do they put, like light nudity or nudity? And it's like, is that the reason why? And, or is that something that you don't let your kids watch, or is that taboo? And nakedness is not, something to be, most people would say ashamed of, but I mean, it's not to be ashamed of, but I mean, it's like, that's just sort of the argument. Like, where do you draw the line? Like, okay, so you're just coming out of childhood. You're going to have a child. What is the barometer for you?
So I'll just start with me personally, because growing up, my dad introduced us to movies like Gladiator really early on, with Russell Crowe, and so like we got really desensitized to violence. So like violence in movies, I am totally fine with, like violence and gore to a certain extent. Like I'm not gonna like look at some insides of some person when they're cut in half and like look at full on. But like if there's a battle scene where someone's like got an arm cut off or stuff like that, I'm fine with that. Like the Robin scene in the first episode of The Boys. I thought that was visually interesting. I thought it was cool. And it matched the story. And I was like, okay, cool. And I had no problems with that. And so violence, I don't have as much of an issue with. And cussing to a certain extent. And so with me, whenever I have kids, early on at least, I mean, again, because once they get older, like they're going to be able to make their own decisions, right? Mm-hmm. That's how they're going to be. But from my perspective, shows or movies that have not just sex, but sex that shows a lot of things, right? I personally, in my own personal beliefs, feel like that kind of tampers with young people's minds a little bit. It kind of warps their sense of what love and relationships should be, in my personal opinion. And if people in the chat and here disagree with me, that's totally fine. You do you. This is how I perceive it. And so when it comes to, like, for example, like I still haven't watched Game of Thrones because I've read so many reports and things. Like I've looked into it. I've looked into like what's all in it, and like the different parents' guides and stuff and the reviews and everything. And, from what I saw in those, I just decided not to watch it. And so like shows like that, I'm going to have my kids not watch, right? At least until they're old enough to make their own decisions, and then they can do what they want. But that's just me. And so the line for me is like, for example, if there's like a movie with like a moment that hints at sex, or like shows like a couple seconds of like
something that alludes to
but doesn't like flat out show it, I'm fine with it. Because like obviously it's a part of life, it's part of like people and their lives and everything like that. But if it's going to show like full on like butts, boobs, and like everything, like I'm
so
not.
What did you think of the BVS Batfleck booty scene?
Batfleck booty?
When he was in the shower.
Oh, that was like 2 seconds. It was like fun. So like, and that's not sex. Right?
It's not like sex, but it's like, why do we need a butt shot of Ben?
Yeah, that's true. That is a little odd. I don't want to be like, why do we need that? But I think the big thing is just.
What would have been funny if he reached around and started scratching you?
It's like, oh, I got a really bad itch.
Yeah. He's like, I got an itch. Oh,
bad itch. You might bad scratcher.
Scratch my Alfred. Scratch my ass.
Oh my goodness. So yeah, that's my whole shtick. Is if it shows a lot of nudity with sexual context, then that's where I draw the line. And again, that's also hard to avoid in this day and age because a lot of shows are going towards that direction, and I don't know, it just makes it kind of difficult. But that doesn't mean that me personally that I should change the standard of how I look into things.
Yeah. Yes, Mr. Wayne.
No, it's more like, yes, Master Wayne.
So I guess this question is for you. So you did not like Lucifer when they showed his when Tom Ellis's butt.
So like, I don't care for that. I mean, I don't want to see another man's butt. I just don't.
I've sent you several. You have yet to respond to me.
Is this Bad Dan? Are you saying?
Yeah, this is Bad Dan.
So basically, with the message of South Park, how adults care more about. Well, I don't know exactly what South Park says because I don't watch South Park very much at all. But yeah, I definitely feel like
there are snippets of South Park that I do like only because they call out certain things.
Yeah, I love how they pick on everybody. Like I always appreciate when shows do that because it doesn't specifically target a certain group. It just makes fun of everybody. Like in our Four Nerds show. Yeah. Like a lot of times I get on Ryan quite a bit more, but I pick on everybody there. You know, like even Zod sometimes, even though he makes it hard to do because sometimes he
it does make it hard. Oh, I'm like, because he's just kind of sitting there stoic, and you're like,
in fact,
he. Oh, has Zod found you? He's found me. Oh yeah.
I will find him.
It's just when Zod's sitting on the couch, it's funny because I know he probably has his laptop in his lap, but it kind of looks like he's
doing this,
like he can't use his legs, or he's kind of like numb from the waist down because he's just kind of like sitting there and he's just only moving his head.
Yeah,
so it's like I could just see him like grabbing like a tube to move, you know. around his apartment to go get his Grubhub.
Goodness.
Let's see. Hugo says 10 out of 10. Good head turn, Ben. Should have won the Oscar for the booty shot. For the booty shot. Should have won an Oscar.
And the award for the best booty shot goes to Ben Affleck.
Oh, good morning. Yeah. Got ignored. Who got ignored? So I don't know. Sometimes I can't watch Robot Chicken too much. I think that they go too far with their raunchy humor.
Yeah, they have some funny videos, but like when you go down that rabbit hole, you find some
Yeah. What about the hate against TCN for Cavill's return?
It's misplaced.
I think that TCN gets a lot of heat just because they take a stand on whatever issue, or they, I think people just don't like it. That I see. To me, I'm not about the scooping community. Like if you have, Mikey Sutton or TCN or DCU or who else scoops? Sil Abdul. I think they should just all collaborate, man. Like, what did you hear from this person? And that way, when you have two people in agreement, they get different sources.
A lot of them do collaborate. Like, for example, TCN and DCU News, they collaborate, and they also collaborate with.
Well, they just started that, right?
They did just start that, but they do collaborate with a lot of other ones too.
And that's fantastic that they started to do that.
Yeah.
I think more should kind of come in, and they should have a network of collaborators. Maybe they don't, come out about that because maybe that, they might get conflicting information or whatever, or like, purposefully, people try to, throw out false news, false narratives and things like that to, trip up the, the narrative out there. But they wanted you to tell you that you had a great Zod impersonation.
Yes.
And which I think we need to all three of us, Sil, yourself, and me, we need to come up with something for Zod. Yeah, I mean, we've got videos for everyone but Zod. We need to have something for him. I need
to find a snippet of him saying, "I will find him." But it's so far in between an episode, so it's hard to find.
That I thought was funny that this other guy had called Zod. They called him Toad Rider.
Oh no!
And Zod, I don't know if he liked it or not. And I was like,
he didn't. He did not like it.
Okay, so then that might
especially considering who called him that.
Yes. Yeah. But that's the same thing with, like, what was it? Screen Rant. When Sil got so upset with Screen Rant, I'm going to do something with that. So yeah, I mean, I think we definitely need to have something fun. Let's see. I hope Lord of the Rings series undue cultural impact of Game of Thrones had. Lord of the Rings is far better. Yes, yes. I agree that it is far better. Yes. I hope that it does not have any sort of cultural leanings. I want it to be its own thing. Yes. I don't want to have it. When I watch a movie, I want to tune out what's going on in reality, because reality right now is shit. So I don't want to see political things going on that we see out in the world infect and control the narrative of the story that I'm watching.
That's the same thing with most entertainment in my perspective. Like, for example, movies, TV shows, sports, like those are forms of entertainment that help us all to escape. Like, for example, with sports, right? And I don't want to get too political with this, but with sports, like professional sports, a lot of them do a lot of pandering to a certain political viewpoint. And the thing is that 10 years ago, sports used to be something that people of all different backgrounds, beliefs, and political orientation could come together and enjoy something together. That was a type of thing that brought unity. But now that's not the case. And now that's not to say that these athletes or actors shouldn't have their own political beliefs that they should, talk about. That's totally fine. That's totally cool with me. They're welcome to believe whatever they want to believe. But at the same time, when you do stuff like that leads to a political side in movies and entertainment and sports, that detracts from what the intention of that media is. And it also really causes division.
I mean, if they want to talk about their political leanings, then they need to do like we're doing and get your own damn platform. Mm-hmm. Don't use something else as a platform, because I'm like, you're like, well, this is the only time I'm going to have this many people listening to me, so I might as well try to infect this crowd with my, with my perspectives. No, I think that should be totally out of out of bounds for them, and if they do that, then there should be some sort of penalty. Like, hey, you can have your own views, you can have your own beliefs, and you can convey that to the world. Just don't do it here.
That's like in a regular job.
Yeah.
In a regular job, you put a lot of personal things to the side. You go there, you do your work, you work for the company, you get your job done, and then when you go home, then you can talk about it. Yeah. Because it's distracting the workplace. And kind of going back to what you're talking about with scoopers, like when we talk about like people like DCU News and the Culture Nerd collaborating, that's always a good thing to see, because, and the big thing is that a lot of scoopers are into the scooping business because it gets them attention. Yeah. Like you see a lot of scoopers who will see a story posted by somebody else and they'll say like, oh, but you heard it from me first. You heard it from me first. Like they want to claim like, oh, I was the source of that information, even if a lot of the times it ends up not being the actual case. I mean, there's two people in my mind.
Plans can change, decisions can change, things can fall through. People can end up, having, you could have been the first person to scoop that, Chadwick Boseman was going to be in Black Panther 2. Well, you were the scooper that broke that, but unfortunately that didn't happen. Right. So at the end of the day,
due to unknown circumstances, right?
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, there's so many different nuances and things like that people just get stuck on, and they want to have that clout. They want to have that pat on the back, hey, I have my sources real. Look at me. Like, I could give a shit. At the end of the day, the truth is going to come out. The information is going to come out. We're all speculating until then. See, that's what I like. I like to speculate. I like to sort of, take scenarios, pick them apart, and see which one sticks. And that's, that's kind of how I try to, weave through this. I could be wrong, which is very rare. But
okay. See, there's the pride I'm talking about. You have it with speculation.
Yeah. So Gavin Cooley asks, if we get Batfleck's show announcement, we know Deathstroke is going to be the villain, but what other villains you're going to see? So you're going to see the 3 J's. You're going to see Joe, you're going to see Jared, and you're going to see Jesse. And those are the main 3 that you're going to see.
Yeah. And 1 second, I'll be right back. Hold on.
Oh yeah, man, no problem. All right, so let me get through some more comments while Nerdy is using the restroom. Let's see. Here we go. Yeah. So good night, Hugo. Thank you for coming on, man. I think Wonder Woman 84 will be a Marvel film. I think because it was heavily influenced by John's. This was when the narrative shift had changed or had happened. And yes, I believe that this is going to be it's going to be the most Marvel-esque of all the DC films, more so than even the crap that we call Birds of Prey. I think it's going to be even more. I think it'll be a better film because it's directed by Patty Jenkins. I think it'll be cohesive. I think it'll make sense. She's an established director, unlike the person that directed Birds of Prey. But so I think it'll be cohesive. It'll be be able to understand it. But I think yes, it's going to be very lighthearted and that the tone will be different. I don't agree with that. Yeah, I don't believe I think Zod and somebody else is saying that they're going to go and desaturate the movie. They do have extra time to work on it, but I don't think that they're going to make adjustments or changes to make it fit or feel more like a Zack Snyder movie because they already shot everything. They're done. And
Zack Snyder is not the guy who's going to want to go in and desaturate everybody's films. He's not going to do that. He wants this whole sandbox thing. He wants other directors to be able to play around with it. So if somebody else doesn't quite match his color grading or palette or whatever, he's not going to care. It's other people's directors. It's other people's visions. Yeah. And so he's not going to go in and just, turn everything upside down just because it doesn't fit what he does.
Yeah. Yeah. So he says, do you think the Batman trilogy is the origins of the villains? It kind of looked that way. You're talking about the Matt Reeves? trilogy?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay. The origins of the villains. Yes, I believe that. I think Penguin is not Penguin in this. I think that Paul Dano's Riddler is just starting out. So yeah, I believe that everything, and the same thing with Catwoman. They said in this version she is not Catwoman yet; she's just a cat burglar.
Yep.
So yes, I believe that these are the origins of everyone minus Batman.
Which is kind of refreshing, actually.
Oh yeah, definitely. I'm totally down to see more origin stories and how they bring this stuff into that narrative. So let's see. And this is why I don't like DCCW shows. It brings in politics too much. Yeah.
Yes.
I agree.
It brings in politics to the point where it destroys its own characters.
Oh, thank you. I don't know what point that was, but I'll take it. And ACS says fire. See,
I love how ACS has fully embraced that fire thing.
Oh man, you know what? I love the clips that he has. It is so funny. And what's so funny is he found one from the DCEU. He's like, "Ooh, fire! Ooh!" From Captain Boomerang. Yeah, that was so funny.
That was good.
Fantastic.
I'd forgotten about that scene actually.
Yeah. I was like, it was so funny, but it works. It works for ACS. ACS should just turn, instead of ACS Universe, it should be like ACS Fire.
The fire of ACS.
Yes. What happens when, or what happens with the Nightwing movie? Are they waiting on Matt to introduce Dick Grayson and his trilogy, and then they'll make him make that movie? Well, that movie, the Chris McKay. I think Chris McKay. It was the director, the one that directed Lego Batman. He's the one that got assigned the Nightwing movie, and then that was taken off the table when, unfortunately, Zack Snyder clarified that his Robin was Dick Grayson that died in the DCEU
and destroyed your universe.
Yes, it definitely destroyed, just like that one day that you didn't hear about Batfleck. But yeah, no, I think that they could still do the Nightwing movie. Just it would be an Elseworlds movie.
Or I've heard this idea thrown around that that Nightwing was a thing in Zack Snyder's universe, but then the Joker kidnapped him, dressed him up as Robin, then killed him. So that'd be an interesting concept. So like maybe a Nightwing movie could be like a prequel to BBS.
It's kind of weird because then the Joker would actually have to see Nightwing or Dick Grayson naked.
Do you think he'd care? Do you think he'd care?
But he did that to Barbara Gordon. Like, what?
He did it to Barbara Gordon.
Yeah, that's kind of odd too. I don't know. It is. It's definitely messed up. You know,
no, he is messed up.
Yeah. Well, yeah, the whole thing's messed up. It's all messed up. I would love to see a Nightwing movie eventually. Yeah. I think that would be I think that's something that we're lacking. I think Nightwing, I think Robin, because Batman and Robin are a staple in our culture, American culture. He is on par with Superman, Batman, and Spider-Man. He's the first thing you think of when you think of, well, second thing you think of when you think of Batman. Joker is the first. But but Robin goes synonymous with Batman. I mean, he's just right there. Batman and Robin. That's just how they market it, and it was great. So yeah, I mean, I think a Nightwing movie is definitely overdue, and I think that they should definitely make one.
It's never gonna happen,
from
Ryan.
Lightcast. What's that?
I said never gonna happen, Ryan.
Shut up.
It's like that one day in our chat. So I got something in the chat the other day. We were trolling each other just hardcore, like everybody. It was kind of intense trolling that day. And someone, I can't remember who mentioned the Nightwing movie. I think it might have been Syl or something. And then I just, like 5 messages later, I do the same thing, like, Ryan, just get over it. Robin's dead. The Nightwing movie will never happen, ever.
Yes, I remember that day well.
It hurt you so badly.
Yeah. But yeah, you know, it is what it is, and I think
I'm sure it'll happen.
I think it should happen. I think that that you know they could make it, and it could be a very profitable film. Let's see,
something different.
Something else. Yeah, something again, same thing like I was saying with the Green Lantern movie. It was something different. That's why I'm cheering for. I love the Shazam, Aquaman, Wonder Woman because it's not Batman and Superman.
Right. That's why I loved how
Aquaman
was so. That's why I loved how successful Aquaman was. Because again, it was something different, and Jason Momoa did a fantastic job. And
I completely disagree with you. I think that last scene, that money shot, was so ridiculous. It was just like
visually. Okay, like he doesn't do this. I don't know where you're getting this from.
Well, he hasn't tried it. He can't do that. But I mean, it's kind of like I could see him like
it's like a comic book cover
around,
it's a comic book cover,
like,
right?
Yeah,
that's why I love it because there's a comic book cover in the words "I am Aquaman." Like to me, like I know as far as like. In the actual world, it doesn't make sense. But as far as just like visuals and the way to just end a comic book movie, I was like,
what's funny is like pretend the camera's not there.
I know.
He's in the middle of the ocean, and he just jumped out, and no one is around to see it.
I understand that. I understand that without the camera there, it doesn't make sense. But
yes,
a camera was there, and I just love that shot.
It's like Superman flying by the camera and winking. It's like. What? You broke the fourth wall. But I mean, I do like Christopher, smiling at the camera. But anyway,
I love Christopher Reeve, but I don't.
Yeah. Oh wait, hold on. Did he have a question here? This is why I don't watch football. The only football you should ever watch is college.
Yes.
Let me see. People should learn from the Snyder Cut movement. It is a massive unifying, it is a massive. Unifying that united people all around the world, both left and right wing, which aren't real. People who forgot how to love and respect each other. Correct. I agree with that statement right there. That is it's wisdom. Okay. Let's see. I'd like to see a Professor Pig or Scarecrow, anything bat related. I would love to see a Scarecrow, like an actual scary Scarecrow, like sort of a Batman horror movie would be fantastic. That would be something.
If there was a straight up horror Batman film with Scarecrow and Mr. Pig.
Yes.
Oh man, like them working. I don't.
They're not working together, but doing their own thing,
right?
But they're sort of, I want to say they're capable,
intertwined,
right? They're sort of doing they're doing their own. They have their own agendas, and Batman is just doing Batman. He's just out there doing his thing.
Maybe Scarecrow is testing out new toxin, and Professor Pig is taking advantage of that situation when they're incapacitated and takes them and kills them or tries to fix them. That'd be interesting.
Yeah. It would be. That would be something great. That'd be. It'd be a completely different type of film, kind of like the Joker. It'd be a different type of movie.
Because look at
what everybody praises with Logan, right? Logan. Is that Logan after P? Is that it's completely a different vibe. A different genre, but still using a very popular character, which,
Yeah, and so, like, I mean, because if you look at Professor Pig in Arkham Knight, that scene where you interact with him is freaking amazing because it's like in a dark, abandoned building on like a surgery table or operating table, and Professor Pig's there like carving somebody up. It's just like, oh, freak. Like a scene like that in a movie, man, take my money right now. Take my money right now.
Mm-hmm.
Seriously.
So you can call me the Joker. Says, yeah, but when Zach said Elseworld, he teased a huge part of his vision and people totally misinterpreted it. And I was like, my God. So let's see. Robin didn't die. He became a psychopath. Check the weapon in BVS. See, I don't believe that Jason Todd, I believe, is the Joker. I don't believe, or even that Dick Grayson is Jared Leto, because they're the same. Again, so would disagree, but pretty much Batfleck and Jared Leto are the same age. And so I don't believe that
Well,
that would be
I
the
mean,
case.
they are actors though. They don't quite look the same.
Right. They are actors, and you can you can pretend Carrie Fisher and Mark Hamill aren't the same age, but yet they're twins, right? So I get that. I understand that, but I understand the J right there, was supposed to be like J for Jason or something like that, with like the little tattoo that you saw in that Arkham video game. But I don't think that Snyder is going to go that route.
Right, because if you think about it, like, and again, we could be wrong, but at the same time,
we could be wrong. I could be completely wrong, but I'm just.
We're just talking about what makes sense to us, but because the big old thing with Jason Todd's origin story. Now we know that Zack Snyder kind of likes to play with origins a little bit. He likes to have his own vision of things, and we understand that. We respect that a lot because it's artistic and it's a vision. But if you think about if Jason Todd is Joker, then who did all those things to Jason Todd?
Well, yeah,
was there another Joker?
I think with Zack, I don't think he would introduce Jason. I think that Zack would make Dick Grayson become the Joker, because that's a name that general audiences would be familiar with. And that's why, and that would be the reason why you have the spray paint on the Robin costume saying, ha, 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 the joke's on you.
Yeah.
So
maybe
that could be, I mean, I'm not going to say it's not going to happen,
it just seems a little improbable to me because, like, again, Zack Snyder plays around with characters, but at the same time, he doesn't just completely destroy.
But he also came and said that Dick is dead. Dick Grayson is deceased. So he didn't say that he's not there or he's not in the story or something like that. He just said he's not there. I mean, he said he's dead. Yeah,
because he said on Vero, right?
He did, and that was the day where I got like
where you
upset. Yeah, where I was like, oh no,
poor Ryan. He's so sad.
Give your experiences watching the first time BVS. So when you watched BVS theatrically, what did you think?
So here's the interesting thing. So I, during 2015 and 2017. Oh,
you were 5.
No. During 2015 and 2017, I was actually a church missionary for my church in Los Angeles. And with my church's missionary rules, you're not allowed to go see movies in the theater or see new movies in general because you're supposed to focus on, your mission of like, helping people, like doing service and things like that.
Okay.
And so when the movie came out in theaters, I didn't get to see it, which pissed me off because I was really looking forward to it. And I looked at all the announcements and stuff and I was so psyched. Or I guess as Matt would say, I was styked.
Styked.
But so I didn't get to see it until I returned home in Virginia in 2017. And so what my brother did is my brother had both a theatrical and Ultimate Edition ready. And he put in a theatrical cut for me, and I'd heard so many things. Because again, I was in LA, right? So I was in Hollywood basically, and so a lot of people out there are very much critic minded, and a lot of people kept telling me like, "Oh, the movie sucks. The movie sucks." I was like, "Oh no, please say that's not true," because like I had a hard time believing that because I was like, Zack Snyder made this, and I really like a lot of Zack Snyder's work. So I had a hard time believing that it sucked, and so I held out hope. And then when I went home and saw a theatrical cut, I was like, "Okay, I like this." But I can understand some people's problems with it a little bit because of how things are cut and everything like that. And then my brother turned to me and was like, "You want to see the director's cut?" I was like, "What?" Like, yeah, there's a director's cut of this. Like, it's like 30 minutes long.
You talking about Brigham?
Yeah, Brigham, yeah. Yeah, my older brother wouldn't do that. My brother doesn't care. Yeah, Brigham. He turned to me and was like, "Yes." Yeah, he's like, "Yeah, there's an Ultimate Edition." I was like, "All right, sweet, let's put it in." And it floored me. It really did. It absolutely floored me. And I love that movie to this day. It's still my favorite movie of all time. And I mean, you guys have seen my studio. My wall's covered in BVS stuff. So anyway, and since then I've rewatched BVS so many times. Like BVS is my go-to movie whenever I'm on like a long trip, like a plane ride. Because it's usually the perfect length, right?
Yeah.
Or if like for example, there was this boat job that I had a couple summers back where I was a concession stands operator on a small little dolphin cruise. And most people bring their own snacks into the boat. So like mostly I was just sitting there behind the counter all day. That was like almost as tall up to my chin, So I just sat down behind it and waited for people to come, and I watched BVS on my iPad. And so, like, that's probably the movie I've rewatched the most in my entire life, and for good reason.
Yeah. No, it's a good movie. It's a good movie. I saw the theatrical cut before it was released, or before the official release date in theaters, because that's just what we do. We go out, we make sure. Well, I mean, I always make sure that whatever movie is coming out, like Aquaman, or I even did it with Star Wars. I always want to go see it first because I don't want to be. I don't want to watch people's reviews, so I go watch it for myself first, and then I make my own determination on whether it's good or bad or whatever. I did have a little bit of a notion going in because I knew that Doomsday had been there. I think that Doomsday being in the trailer was a very big misstep. By the studio, letting us know that he was in it. But I didn't like, even watching it, I didn't like that Doomsday was in there. I understand, that they did that, but I was like, man, even after that, I was like, it's just not Doomsday. And I agreed with a lot of the sentiment of the audience. It was like, he can't kill Cal in the second movie. I was like, damn, that's quick. Give us a couple, Man of Steel movies or something like that, and then kill him, and then, kind of, introduce that. I was like, it should be BVS and that's it. And then go on from there. There doesn't need to be a larger threat yet. They just needed to kind of open up the world and just kind of expound on that. And you really didn't need to have, anything else. You really didn't even need to have Lex Luthor. It was good that Lex was in it. It was good that, he kind of pitted, these two heroes, but really their paradigms anyway would have caused them to interact in such a way. So you really didn't need Lex to orchestrate anything because, they know of each other and just that opening sequence in BVS with Ben Affleck, that is the best sequence that I've seen so far from Zack Snyder. Is this that's why it was my favorite. I put it in that video that Zack watched, and I said, hey, this is my favorite scene, because it showed you why Batman has a problem with Superman,
right?
And then
and that's the thing is, like, there's so many people
Superman
it's a funny thing because people kept on asking, like, well, Batman and Superman are good guys. Why are they against each other? It's like, did you watch the opening of the film?
Yeah.
Like, come on, people.
No, I mean, it just goes to show, is like, look at all this, and that was sort of a response to, the outcry of from Man of Steel. They were like, there's too much destruction. They killed so many people. And it was like, that was sort of the interpretation.
Okay.
Is like, okay, well, Zack took that narrative of people saying there's too much destruction and put that on Batman and said, hey, this is what these people are saying. This is now your perspective, Batman. And so he sees that and he's like, okay, I've got to stop this threat could do this to my city, or could do this to Metropolis again or whatever. I mean, I have people, my building fell, my workers got killed. So that's why I have a problem with Superman. And then Superman has a problem with the way that, this vigilante tries to go about, bringing about justice, and he's going outside the law. So that shows his issue. And so, they had their own setup to where they were against each other. They didn't need Lex Luthor to, kidnap Martha and all that other, they didn't need it. So I think that Doomsday still to this day was a misstep. Killing Superman was also a misstep. To do it that soon, I think that they should have left Zack alone, let him do his own thing, and the whole series would have been so much better. Warner Brothers Pictures, Warner Brothers Studios needs to be hands off and let these people give us the stories that they that they've conceived. So that was my experience with BVS. And then when I watched the Ultimate Edition later on, I was like, dude, yes, again, same thing. it made more sense. It was just a better overall story, and
The
that's the
inclusion of
only one
Lex
that I'll
Luthor
watch.
actually made sense. And
Oh yeah.
yeah.
Now I still think that Jesse should have. I don't know. I see those videos where he's like, I'm like, that could have been taken out, because he's not. He doesn't make little goofy sounds. I don't know. That's just not my Lex Luthor. But yeah, I mean, other than that, I think that that Jesse being in prison, I think he should actually start pumping some iron and getting some mass. I think that would help a lot of the audience sort of connect with this incarnation of Jesse, or of Luthor. Let's see. Wonder Woman 84 will be another video game DC movie, disappointing as usual. I hope it's not disappointing. I
still hold out hope for it.
Yeah, I have hope for it. I have hope that it's going to be entertaining. That's pretty much it. I feel like Wonder Woman, the first one, ended kind of like a video game, where you had what's his name, Ares, fighting against Wonder Woman, and that felt like the end of a video game. It didn't seem like it was a really good, grounded third, finality. Same thing with Suicide Squad. Suicide Squad, the ending of that felt like a video game as well.
Well, there's reasons for that.
Yeah.
Warner Brothers.
Yeah, exactly. Warner Brothers. They're always screwing things up. Wait, did my Nightwing theory get traction? You're talking about the Jason Todd thing or whatever? No, it did not.
I mean, no offense. I just don't personally think that. But again, it's an interesting theory.
Now, okay, so this is kind of what Matt from Lightcast was talking about, and I'll touch on this real quick, is that the Flash could actually go back and save Dick Grayson from death as a tribute to Batman to help him out with his PTSD issue. So that, he could do something for him, and that screws up the timeline. He goes and he tries to save his mother.
That makes it not a selfish reason.
Yeah. So instead of, because it could be either or. It could be that he tries to save his mother and Grayson, or he just tries to save Grayson, and that shifts everything. Look at that! What is that?
Burgers.
But what kind of? It looks like you have white meat.
No, is
that antelope or moose?
It's cheese.
Oh, it's cheese.
You put it on top of.
Oh,
yeah, dude, I'm hungry. I haven't had breakfast yet, so it's like
I had a pancake. No, you're good. You're good to go. Let's see. So I thought that would be an interesting take on it. We need a Teen Titans plus Cyborg first, Nightwing, Cyborg, Deathstroke, Raven, and so on. You talking about DCEU movie with the Teen Titans? I'd love to see that. I think that Ezra's too young to have a Kid Flash, unless you do like Titans as like real teenagers. And if you did that, I like the Young Justice situation where they have different players and things like that. And one of the players that I would love to see is this guy right here. So Blue Beetle would be a fantastic addition. He's young, he's a teenager, and that would totally, hell, just Blue Beetle alone would totally be on par with like Spider-Man. That's DC's, and yes, Warner Brothers destroys everything. So DC, could
good thing Warner Brothers ain't in charge no more.
Yeah, right. Well, AT&T's in charge, so hopefully they've learned from their.
Hopefully, someone caught that reference. If you can tell me what reference that was.
Yes. Oh, you want me?
Do you know what reference that was?
I've heard of I remember the line. AC's not in charge. AC. Oh God, I know that movie.
It's actually a Christmas movie.
Oh my God. Oh yes, that's Horrible. Macaulay Culkin. I'm not going to bring up the movie. So I'm sorry. I don't like Macaulay anymore. He's weird now. He's been
but he wasn't
tainted
as
by
kid.
society. Yes. I just no. I get it.
Then again, what actor doesn't get tainted by society when they're in Hollywood?
That's a true statement. Ray Fisher. Boom.
Jim Carrey.
Oh my God. Yes, Jim Carrey's
gone nuts.
Yeah.
That's psychotic.
Poor guy. All right, so let me get back to those comments. Black Angus is in here. Fatal J is up in here.
Oh, dude.
You need to get yourself an earpiece, man. You don't want to get in trouble.
I feel like Syl eating on a stream.
Oh, hey, man. Yeah, I'm used to it. Syl's just like White Castle.
My tacos. And Sloppy Joe's.
Yeah. What's happening with the Green Lantern TV show? Yeah, that went dark. What is happening with the Berlanti Green Lantern show? They didn't mention that at all.
Well, they didn't mention anything with HBO Max.
Yeah.
Like Taylor Murphy said last night, everything to do with HBO Max was put away from DC Fandom Day 2. And, what's interesting is that with all this stuff from Ray Fisher recently, all the whole switch up a couple days before Fandom makes sense. Because, again, Ray Fisher is saying, obviously Ben Affleck news is supposed to be announced at DC Fandom.
Yeah.
And when that was dropped 3 days before, they're like, oh, crap, we got to rearrange everything and reschedule stuff. And then they're like, okay, well, now we want to push back the HBO Max stuff. And so they push that back to day 2. And they're like, okay, no, we're not going to do that. They just put it all out. And so I think we're going to get updates soon. I just don't think we're going to hear it for a little bit. I hope there's a HBO Max Fandom. Because, again, they did buy the rights to use that name. So we'll see.
Yeah, we could definitely have an HBO Max fandom, and that would be interesting. I mean, they could go and show you all the shows that they're going to have, not just DC, but other shows that.
It would be everything, and everything in there would be interesting to watch. It wouldn't just be simply interviews, and it wouldn't be simply just random stuff.
I think that'll be the next thing that they do, because they really need to showcase why people need to buy this thing. Let's see. Gotham PD, didn't hear anything about that. I don't think we're going to hear anything about Gotham PD yet until we actually get a response. I don't think so. We could. Well, I mean, we could still get it. They could be stupid, but I think we need the reception of the Batman before we start giving a crap about the Catwoman show or the Gotham PD show. Because I mean, that has to be a success in order for you to care about it. It'd be like, hey, we're announcing this. Yeah, there he is.
Had this since 2017.
Right on, man. Right on. Yeah, but I think that they would, if it does flop, which I don't think it will, but I mean, if it did for some reason flop, I don't think that it would be advantageous for them to just jump out and say, hey, I thought it was stupid for them to do that in the beginning. Place, I was like, what? It's like, I haven't even seen the damn trailer yet. Why do I care? Right. So,
announcing it early is okay, but just as long as they don't start production on it too early and dig themselves in a hole.
Yeah.
In case, the Batman, the only reason that the Batman would fail financially is if we're for some reason not all going to the theaters. If we're for some reason if
there's some sort of extra thing that happens that just cripples society, then it'll flop and we'll be talking about other things. Let's see.
Common Cold evolves.
Aquaman, in my opinion, was mimicking flying fishes. Is that a movie? They behave somewhat like he did. Are you talking about real flying fishes, like skipjacks or something? Not quite sure. I'm not a fisherman. My father is, though. Let's see. I am the only fan. That still debate that we're going to see Scarecrow on JL. The only way we'll see Scarecrow in the Justice League movie is if we see the Riddler in the Justice League movie with, maybe Harvey Two-Face. If we see like an Arkham Asylum scene,
right? Exactly.
Then they'll kind of like at the end of Amazing Spider-Man 2 or 1.
It was 2. It was 2. When they showed
where he was walking by the vulture's wings and all this other crap. So I think that's the only way we're going to see this.
Which I'm so mad that didn't get a payoff. I'm so mad. I love those movies.
I thought that version of Spider-Man was just too cool for school. He wasn't. He was just way too cool. I mean, making the basketball shots and making Flash look ridiculous.
He's Spider-Man. He's
near,
athletic.
far,
Near, far.
ZEEVERFETT is near. Nerdy is far.
I'm going to count to 10 now.
Ah, ah, ah. First Wonder Woman is written by Zach, so you'll find touches of Zach in was it written?
No, he was a producer. He was a producer.
He's a producer, yes. But Wonder Woman
he didn't write it. He didn't write
by
it.
Johns. So was Wonder Woman 84 written by Johns? And then Zod Rider will be happy that Wonder Woman 84 is Marvelish. It's Marvelicious. Let's see. No, it's not. Logan was awesome. Nah. If you've seen Bloodfather,
I've tried Black Angus. I've tried talking to him. There's no hope.
Nope, sorry.
He's too far gone.
There's another movie that predated that, that came out that had the exact same motif, then no. Yeah, you're never going to win that argument. Is Young Justice season 4? Are they going to do a season 4?
I don't know. The third season pissed me off.
I don't remember finishing the third season. Had they finished it?
I don't know. I started the first 3 episodes. Pissed me off.
I didn't finish watching it. I really didn't finish watching it. I loved the first 2 seasons. I thought they were great. Good storyline, the reach, all that. I mean, and that would be something awesome too.
But then they went on to like all these like really heavy-handed with like political and social things that was just stupid and out of place.
The only thing I liked about the next one, the season 3, yeah, they did do that. I remember with that girl that dies all the time. Is Cyborg. Like he was made out of father box material, and he had and the sphere was made out of mother box material, and so he had to kind of fight with his own technology because it was apocalyptic.
Like, I thought that was cool.
Yeah, I like that. I thought that was interesting, and that's why excuse me. That's why I thought that I got to bring this up every time because I just love it. If I have it, do I have it? Do I have it? No, I don't.
Do you? Do you?
I thought I had it. Oh well.
You're failing.
Anyway, go back to the comment. I thought it would be cool to see, even if it's not Brendan Routh, I would love to see Henry. Henry. What's his last name?
What are you talking about?
The Yellow Lantern, Cyborg Superman, Hank Henshaw.
Oh,
Henry
right.
Hank, same thing. I would love to see Hank Henshaw versus Victor Stone. That would be a fun, interesting movie. Let's see. HBO Max is taking so long to put DC.
You're getting a tour around my house, guys. Hope you're paying attention.
Oh yeah, everybody's kind of like, oh, we're getting the floor plan.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a mess right now, but here's my living room in case you get.
It might be going to the comic. Yeah, let me take this out of the whip. Oh, look at that.
It's a little messy, but TV right here, smart TV, which is nice.
I see your wife doesn't lay down the whip. She's not.
Well, it's a school week, so we're both really busy. So like, and then here's my studio from the outside. You see that
into the world of nerdy.
You see that glass table I'm going to set up pretty soon.
Okay.
Because once I get paid again and get a bunch of things going with finances, I'm going to get rid of this whole setup here.
Yeah.
I'm going to replace it with a glass table. I'm going to get a Blue Yeti USB mic, so I don't need this mixing board anymore.
Yeah.
Table here. I'm going to put all these comics over there and space out these figures on another shelf over there.
Now, you said that Action Comics was not an original. That's a reprint?
It's a reprint, yeah. Unfortunately, but I mean, it's still cool.
Definitely.
I'm going to get a little frame for that. And I'm going to get a frame, and then I'm going to try to get a reprint of Detective Comics 1 and put it next to it, just because, I mean, I can't have a first issue, or I guess reprint of a first issue Superman without a first issue reprint of Batman, Yeah. That would just be unfair. Can't do it.
Right. I mean, that's like me. I've got a lot of Batman behind me and like one little snippet or 2 little snippets of Superman.
Yeah.
I've got to get some Superman stuff behind me because I got to represent.
I don't know if I've shown all my figures to people because I know I've shown a couple, but let me see if I can. Go to front camera here. Let's see. Facing back. There we go. You see that?
Yeah.
All right.
All right. Thanks. Thanks for coming by, Nerdy. He'll be back. So let's see. I know. Oh, there he is. There we go.
Hey, sorry, I accidentally clicked on the X on my screen.
No, that's okay. I knew what happened.
Yeah. So yeah, I got a little Star Wars, I guess concept art minivan here.
Yeah, yeah,
cool.
Ralph McQuarrie.
Yeah, episode 3, BVS armored suit from Beast Kingdom. Little Hot Wheels Justice League Batmobile. This is from Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them, but I just imagine it being Alfred. Then I got a little Talon here. Got Court of Owls armored Batman suit.
Wow.
Robin Catwoman.
Yeah.
Arkham City, little minifigure thing. Of course, got BVS Batman. Injustice 2 billionaire suit, which is pretty cool because this thing's made of full on metal and it's really heavy. Yeah, really heavy stuff. And then I got the Bat Pod, which is pretty sick. And then a couple of video games. This is the theatrical version. I only have the Ultimate Edition on digital, unfortunately, right now. I really want the steel book, would be sick.
Yeah. Who bought the steelbook? Somebody bought the steelbook with the Jim Lee art.
Oh, that was Film Gob.
Film Gob. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. There you go. Yeah.
And these are two of my favorite Star Wars games ever, basically, except for some of the PlayStation ones. Hades, Hercules.
Yeah.
I love that thing. Ace.
So what do you think? Because they're probably going to end up doing a damn live action version of that. Do you think that they'll do that?
Of Hercules?
Yeah.
I
mean, they're doing it of everything else, and they just screwed up with Mulan.
Yeah, I sure hope not. I mean, goodness, I don't even know, because like these Disney live action remakes, like the only one that I've actually enjoyed has been Aladdin, and that was just because of Will Smith. Okay. Like, other than that,
Aladdin was okay.
Yeah, it was okay. It was
the Jungle Book was okay. The Lion King was boring.
The Lion King was just a straight up remake, like frame for frame, just only like it was on Animal Planet.
Yeah,
that's basically what it was.
It wasn't as fun though. It was like
right, and then Beyonce tried to hit every note imaginable.
Yeah,
and it was just like, okay, like you don't have to overcomplicate these songs. I understand you're not singing about twerking for the first time in 20 years, but I mean, have some imagination.
Yeah, I mean, and they've gone cold or silent on the whole Little Mermaid remake.
Yeah, because they casted the Little Mermaid.
Yeah, they did
a while back. I can't remember who it was, but it was some African
I don't remember her
girl.
name.
Yeah, but yeah, they've kind of gone silent on that too. So it's kind of weird.
Let's see. I know this is my own opinion, but when I saw the Joker, I liked the movie, but I didn't feel like a Joker movie. Arthur Fleck was never the Joker. Yeah, no, I do agree with that. He's not the classic Joker. He's not a criminal mastermind. He is just a person who has a warped sense of reality, and that's why I like that movie, because you can't tell if it's real or if it's not, and that's what makes it a good, fun film to watch. Because it's a dive into like what would a real person kind of go through that would make him become this character or this persona. So yeah, it was crack-a-lack and fatal. He says, "What up, my friend?" That's
what up, my friends?
Yeah. He's listening to us dope guys talking about Batfleck.
See, listen here, it's so dope.
Yeah.
Like a left.
I got it. Yeah, you got it.
I'm glad you're here.
Yeah. I'm glad you're here.
Yeah.
He is. We need to get him on the stream. Where are you? I know he's at work.
I still need to make a video where I like imitate a lot of Snyder Cut YouTubers. It could be funny. I mean, like film go up and get like the little hat thing going on. That'd be cool. Speak with it quietly. Just
what the freak?
Freaking Jeff Johns.
So let's see. Freaking eggs. I just rewatched both Man of Steel and BVS Ultimate Cuts. I changed my mind about Man of Steel. Unfortunately, not for BVS.
Well, what was your opinion before?
He probably Didn't
like him.
I don't know. Man of Steel was great. I think, again,
I for the life of me cannot understand how anybody can call Man of Steel a bad movie at all. Like I can't understand it. I just can't.
Yeah.
There's just too many good things about it all around for it to be called a bad movie.
Yeah.
Like even if you disagree with the take on Superman, it's still a fantastic Superman story.
Yeah. Yeah, I disagree still with the Jonathan Kent scene, the tornado. I think that the heart attack trumps it because that's outside of, like, Cal can't do shit with a heart attack versus a tornado. Like, I mean, he with his super speed, he could have definitely found a way to have saved his father.
Right, but again, it's showing his trust in his father and understanding that his father believes that people would not.
No, I get I get what Jonathan was trying to instill in him, but I think that the heart attack is more impactful because then he realizes that no matter how much strength you have, you cannot prevent these things from occurring, these things from happening. There's nothing you can do. So, in that situation there with a heart attack, Cal is helpless.
Yeah.
So, nobody can rescue that. Let's see. Bruce has a nightmare in that BVS. Bruce and in that nightmare, he is awakened by Flash and another vision. He's awakened again back in the nightmare, and that's why he's got a newspaper. Open your eyes. He's still trapped. So you're thinking that everything since then is still a dream? He's still
it's all a dream.
Yeah, it's all a dream.
It was never real.
Okay, interesting. That's why he looked at the Robin suit in a weird way.
I see.
He was like, huh?
He did?
He stared at the Robin suit because
no, I'll say like he did? Like he died?
Yeah.
What happened there?
Let's see. No idea. Too much to explain in comment section. One day I would love to debate why Superman's death was not too soon. Interesting. Just give Nightwing. Yes. Just make me happy. That's all you have to do. Why can't it be so happy? We'd all get along. Let me jump through these real quick because we have been on 2 hours. So I want to get through some of these comments here because, I mean, it's been a great discussion. It's been a great discussion. Mads Mama Bear's in here. Let me shout out everybody who jumped in. Yes, she has I got a Cyborg plush. Yeah, hold on. Here, let me here, answer this question. I'll be right back. I'm going to show my plush. Wait. We have somebody else.
Hey.
Hold up. So what do you think about the Superman news, Nicotina? And did you get a new haircut?
What happened? No, I think it's great.
How are you awake?
Well, it's 8:07 over here, so it's not that out of the realm of possibility. I actually woke up at 6 a.m. because I thought, you know what, I'm going to jump on there. And I woke up, looked at my phone, saw he was streaming, and then I just rolled over and went back to bed.
Yeah, I was kind of because like I wanted to get up and do it, but like I haven't had a decent night's sleep in like 2 weeks. And so I was like, you know what, I need to get some more sleep. And so I slept a little bit more and then got up and I was like, okay, now I feel good.
Now, so wait, now you're not in your studio, obviously. You are.
This is my living room. I'm on the couch like Zod.
Oh, there we go. Oh, the cat.
Yep. Good old Dosey. Hello.
No, I think the news was incredible. I really hope that
I leave the stream for a minute and it turns into a kitty stream.
Yeah, really. This is my cat.
Look at my kitty.
Well, here's
the plush for Mads Mama Bear.
Oh, nice.
So I got a lot of these for my son. I made a mobile.
For your son,
and I hung
him
on the mobile.
Yeah, I got all this for my two sons too. But I ended up.
He's going to inherit it someday.
Yeah, one day he'll be in here and he'll be like, "Thanks, Dad."
Yeah.
You stole all my
So
toys.
Nicotina did not believe me, so I have to show him proof.
What?
Bam.
You didn't show me proof. I asked you. I said no way, and you're like,
Yeah,
"Hey,
you
it
said no
really
way. I was like,
happened."
yes way.
But you didn't send me that. So I was like, okay, well, that's where the conversation ended. It was right there.
I don't believe Ryan.
And Nicotina's in the house.
Yeah, it's the right version.
Yeah, and look how horrible that looks. I got a better version.
No, yeah,
Everybody
your version's
loves
not
my
very
version.
good. Well,
Everybody
Ryan,
loves my version.
I just
It's
wanted
so
to come
great.
on to say that, say hi to everybody. Subscribe to ZEEVERFETT. It's a great show. Anthony says that y'all lost some viewers. Well, I don't know about that. I'm sure any second now he's gonna jump on. Hey, yo, what's good? What's good?
Let's see. Didn't finish watching. Yeah, I didn't finish watching that either. Sil Abdul, let any TCN Taylor haters know that Sutton confirmed their Soups contract or story. So I guess Superman. So yeah, it's a thing. It's a done deal.
Mhm.
It's a done deal.
Multiple scoopers saying the same thing. And
Yep.
I think a big thing is that there's a lot of people who like
Confirmation
don't-
always works.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of people saying that they don't not trust the information. They're just like, oh, it was just terrible timing. It's like, okay, come on. Timing is like
terrible timing.
on.
Come on. I mean, that has nothing to do with it.
Like honestly, any day this week would have been bad timing in the eyes of people. So like might as well just come out with it on the day that you have it, right? It's like
and also, if you guys saw last night, and I know Ryan was there, Sil also dropped some information about that Justice League Part 2 is in development.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So it is in pre-production status.
Yeah.
I mean, we all knew it was gonna be, but now it makes it more real.
I don't know if it's been green lit, but it is
yeah.
definitely in pre-production status.
He's a confirmation specialist, so if he says it, it's confirmed.
Sil Abdul.
He brands everything by circling 30
everything.
names.
No,
I don't have it on here. I have to
so
check.
like. Plus, last night I had Matt Jarbo on. Jarbo works with Mikey Sutton, and he also said that as well. That that was happening. So
nice.
Nice. They say Dawson looks like Sam Benjamin.
I love Dawson.
Nice.
Dawson is awesome.
Dawson. We have Dawson here.
And they're like, "What do you mean?" No. Let's see. Anything for what?
That was a nickname that never quite stuck in high school. Awesome Dawson.
Awesome Dawson. Well, I mean, you can't brand your own name though.
I didn't. I didn't do it. That wasn't me.
Do you think that the future? I'm sorry. Do you think that in the future that a lot of Marvel and DC movies will have politics? They always, even the comics have politics in it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
but there's a balance.
Yeah. And you can do it to where you don't like Dawson said, you don't overwhelm somebody with like slapping them in the face with like politics.
Or you don't completely ostracize a half of your basis, right? Because like comic book readers and movie goers, they're almost split down the middle as far as ideologies are concerned, politically and socially and things like that. And so if you simply pander strictly to one side, you're ostracizing half of your potential audience.
Jacob, it's been announced. Still, the confirmation specialist has confirmed that I'm not the 5th nerd. I'm the 10th nerd. There are 5 others that are ahead of me, and that's fine.
That was hilarious. So, what did you? Because I know you were on our stream last night. Were you at work?
Yeah, I was working last night.
Oh, okay. What did you think?
And confirmation, I wasn't on the stream. I was in the chat listening, and so I don't want to get fired. Thinking, oh, he was streaming. I was like, hi, everybody.
So, what did you think of this?
I know, I saw that too. I was like, oh, great.
That is such a horrible picture of you.
You can thank Jesse Allen from Cut Air.
You reorganized your studio, Nicotina.
So I did this. However, I'm not done yet. I still have to add more.
I'm actually going today.
And there's a bat that's been
and the bat will be mailed to you today.
Hey, it's gonna show it's broken.
Yeah, I broke
Saw
the
it
back.
right in half.
Yeah.
No, FedEx shipping just like cracks it. You're like,
With a note saying Bane was here. You know,
Bane was here.
Actually, it's cheaper if I put it in half. It's the smaller.
You now have my permission to die.
Crashing this plane.
That would suck if the Riddler used the mask to ask Batman his questions, riddles. Where the fuck are you, Batman? He's like, oh shit,
helicopter.
I can't answer that. The answer was
Now you're going to die. Like, it's not even fair. Like, I do not shoot. You just did.
You just
Oh,
did.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Is like I played through all these like Arkham games, and like the Riddler's like, you cheated, and there's like literally a scene in Arkham City where like he cheats hardcore, and unless you use your detective vision, you're not going to notice it. And it's just like, dude, you hypocritical psychopath, freaking hate you.
Throughout that whole series, I cheated all the time because every time I couldn't figure it out, I just go on YouTube and I figure out how to get past certain points. I'm like, where are the Riddler trophies at? This is ridiculous.
So many Riddler trophies.
I know, right? I mean, there's so many that I was like, eh. I was like halfway through figuring it out, and I was like,
there's one I encountered in Arkham Knight last night where I have to use the Batmobile, and I was just like, oh man, no, I'd rather not. Let's just go.
You know, I played the Arkham Knight one time. Like one of the times I played through it, I tried to do it like, okay, as I go to each like area.
It's the wife.
Hey, look at her. She's got her school books and she's ready to go.
Actually, she's got a box of masks because we have to wear them on campus.
Ah,
well, schools are open over there.
Yeah, we so we have school on campus, but they may space everything out so like only 6 people come to a classroom at a time.
Yeah.
And they actually have like 10 tents.
Learning must suck.
Yeah, they have 10 tents outside where they have classrooms at.
It sounds like a triage.
Well, yeah, a triage.
They took a note from Nicotina.
Nicotina is used to tents. Every time he has his wife, he has to go sleep in one.
She would have came in here. She actually came in here a few minutes ago and was like, "What are you doing?" I'm like,
yeah. You're not streaming, are you? No.
Yeah.
That's what my wife did. She came in. She's like, what are you doing? I was like, I'm streaming. And she's like, why don't you go in there? I was like,
I'm just tired of being in there. Okay, I'm there every day.
I know.
Yeah.
I just want to do something different. All right.
Yeah. That's why I jump on the phone sometimes when
I woke up like this, Lindsay. With a hat on and everything.
Yeah, you wake up with a hat on. Well,
No,
it's time to stream.
187.
It's like a machine that's just like, whoop.
So Akancha has why Dawson frustrating about JL2 and 3 if Warner Max makes standalone movies, Superman then made you are not a own of CEO Warner Media.
I'm not sure what the question is.
Concha, you're
Answer
all over
she
the
says
place
don't
with this one?
ignore.
Don't
I'm
ignore.
not-
She's getting angry now.
I'm not quite sure what the answer is. I'm not frustrated about Justice League 2 and 3. So
Yeah, all right, we'll leave it at that for now. What's crack-a-lackin' Nicotina?
Hey, that was a question about food. You got to answer the question about food.
Orion and Henry's Superman to be on screen together. Actually, it'd be awesome to see Henry Cavill's Superman with a plethora of different
Anybody.
What is a
Anybody.
plethora?
Yes, I would say they say plethora. Can you do the singing bush?
Are you the singing bush?
She'll be coming around the mountain when she comes. Around the mountain when she comes.
A Farley. A Farley.
Shimmy rides, shimmy horses, shimmy rides, shimmy horses, shimmy rides, shimmy horses when she comes. She'll be coming around the mountain when she comes.
You just shot the Invisible Horseman or Swordsman. That's what it was.
But watch the first episode and then change your mind. Episode. Are you still talking about Robin? I think you're still talking about Robin and BBS. The Robin costume. Okay, so You Call Me Joker has been trying to convince us that the Joker is actually Dick Grayson.
So that is a fan theory, Joker, and though it's a kind of an interesting and I think kind of a cool fan theory, it's not the actual, it's not
Well,
canon
as far as we understand. And so, like,
Yeah.
I'll give that episode a watch. I'll give that video a watch and see. I'm just
Okay.
inclined to not believe that, but like again, it's an
Mhm.
interesting theory, so we'll see.
Yeah. I mean, to be honest with you, we've seen that damn Joker card twice so far in the
Oh,
future.
here we go.
I mean, we have. We saw it in the new trailer, Zack Snyder's Justice League trailer. We saw it
Jack
floating
Snyder.
around. Yeah, Jack. Yes, Jack Snyder. like
Jack
like
Reacher.
Jake Skywalker.
Jake Skywalker.
And then we saw it in the nightmare sequence in BVS. It was on the gun. So that Joker card's everywhere. He's really putting forth the Joker, and that's why I think that they're not going to do Jared Leto an injustice by releasing the Ayer cut and then not keeping him on as the Joker, unless for some odd reason he doesn't want to be the Joker anymore because Morbius is taken off for some weird reason.
Well, lately it's kind of sounding like the Ayer cut is not happening, or it hasn't even really gotten going yet. That's what I've been hearing lately. Is that
no, there
he wants to make more noise.
So one thing you haven't heard is David Ayer. When's the last time you heard David Ayer saying any damn thing about the Ayer cut?
Exactly. And why is that though?
Why is that? It's not because he got denied. He'd still be showing you different things. He'd be like, yeah, that's my story. Yeah, this and whatever. He'd still be showing. He's quiet. Why is he quiet? He must have signed something.
Now,
so
it's true. It's true.
Oh wait, I'm sorry. I brought the question up. Didn't ask. Hey, you guys. Hey guys. Your favorite food while watching movies at home? Dinner.
Yeah, anything. Taco Bell.
Dinner. I usually watch dinner when I watch my movies.
What a burger.
I usually don't. I usually don't eat anything when I'm watching a movie.
Oh, at the movie theater. Oh, okay.
Oh, at the movie theater. Oh.
If I do, I don't buy from the concession stand.
Yeah, I actually
we sneak our candies in. So my choice is M&M's, peanut M&M's. So that's my go-to.
So we got ourselves the brown M&M's, and Ozzy put on a great show. At the theater, I usually get a Dr. Pepper. Love that drink. And sometimes I'll get Starburst.
Okay.
Because I don't know if I've told you guys about this thing that I really like doing with Starburst is that if you get like cherry and strawberry Starbursts, if you like put your mouth and chew them around a little bit, then take a sip of Dr. Pepper, it mixes the flavors a little bit and caramelizes the Starburst. Oh, it's so good. It's so sugary. It's
interesting.
I know. It sounds
Science.
Sounds like cavities waiting to happen. I usually get.
That's why you can't eat too many at a time.
I'm going to say that Nicotina gets Raisinets.
No, actually, I'm very traditional. I like just straight up popcorn and Coke, not cocaine, but Coca-Cola, the soda.
So you drink the Coke from? Oh God, I can't drink Coke.
I can't.
That is so. Like it's just like, okay, don't drink Coke for like a month and then
it's the
have a sip of Coke.
One.
It's sweet one.
I can't do it because
you have to do it. You have to do it.
I can't.
You have to do it. If you don't do it,
standing in that same position,
we know who wears the pants.
She hasn't moved yet.
Ryan, you and Nicotina know.
She's right there. She's got the cat. She's gonna throw the cat at his
books.
You and Nicotina know just as much as anybody that in a regular relationship that actually works, the woman wears the pants. The woman makes the decision. So
it's happy wife, happy life. That's
exactly.
The confirmation specialist has just dropped some information.
Where?
In the chat.
Oh, bam.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, I knew it was going to get announced. It was only a matter of time.
Oh, see ya.
What's that?
Confirmed on HBO Max verified account. Well, you heard it here first. For those of you who like watching the Harley Quinn.
And whoever says they got it first is
cartoon.
wrong. It was here.
Have it right here on Deep Thoughts.
Right here on Deep Thought. This was a very deep thought.
Get the clout.
The sweet one.
I wish I could. She's right there.
There's ACS clout chasing. Like
he's asking for it. You got it. He's asking for it. This is the one who loves it.
Like what was that the other night when he piggybacked?
I will literally die.
You remember that Dawson?
He's probably got a cleaver. or what are those meat tenderizers?
No, with Dawson tweeting out his reaction video to what was it? Was it Mandalorian season 2, the trailer?
Yeah.
And then Anthony posted his video on your post, like, "Hey, here's mine."
Yeah. That was so funny.
Well, you straight piggybacked off of Dawson's tweet.
I need to start doing that. I'm like,
that was a good idea. I'm like, hey, you know what? I'm gonna go home and do one. And I'm gonna do the same thing. If you like that, how you like this one?
It's that sweet one. All right, so I didn't say Dick is the Joker. I just pointed out that there's a parallel night where he became a psychopath.
Emoji. How do you get that?
Interesting. Yeah, I like that. I like the emoji. That was awesome.
Well, guys, I got to go because I have to go inside and do some stuff. So I just want to stop in and say what's up to you guys.
If Dawson says it's the sweet one, you'll have to stay.
No, yeah. Well, my wife won't say it's a sweet one.
Your wife hates it too. Okay. Well, I guess with that we will end it here. So I'll end it with Nicotina on the show.
Nice. Piggyback.
I just had a midnight run.
I know, right? Like right after the midnight run, he gets online. He's like, "Oh, I gotta go to bed."
That's so stupid.
Oh man!
Did you brand it over the 4 nerds? Did you put your brand? Oh, I guess the logo's already up there. Never mind.
Oh yeah.
Never mind.
Oh, but that looks better though. It's like a little tail.
So hey, thank you guys for being on the stream. Later on today, Nicotina will join me again with Enosh and Mad Max, and we will be discussing these 3 characters here. So who do you think got it the worst in their respective trilogies? And we're not counting anything outside of the 3 movies that they appeared in. No, so no comics, no video games, no cartoons, no other outside material. Just how did they affect it? And who was this?
And in the spirit of Anthony's piggybacking, later on today, after Star Wars Wars, I will have my own show. The Nicotina Show will be on at 6:30 Pacific time, 9:30 Eastern time, and we'll have Wonder Meg on the show.
There you go. So that'll be a show to watch as well.
Nice.
So that should be a fun show. That should be a fun show.
And I should have my weekly sketch out later today once I'm done with all my homework.
There you go. So you have something today to expect from each one of us.
Yeah.
So that's
a show, and homework.
Well, pretty much because my drawing stems from homework, so it's like.
Hey, I appreciate everybody in the chat. You've helped us with great content and just different topics to talk about here. We have gone out for about 2 hours and 30 minutes, which is usually longer than a 4-nerd show. But hey, you guys enjoy your Friday, and we will see you again later. Make sure that you like, share, and subscribe to each of our channels. So, do not subscribe to Nerdy and Mini Watts or the Nicotarded Show.
You can't say that.